better job as a coaching staff getting our guys better prepared for game situations.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Football season is here. Get Mountaineer football coverage and watch live high school football games every week by downloading the Metro News television app. It's Metro News shows all day, including Talk Line, Sports Line, Three Guys Before the Game, Metro News Middays, Hotline, and our new feature, State of Minds, right on your smart TV or streaming device. Get more information at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Metro News Television is powered by Dan Cabot GMC, Gomart, Lou Wendell Marine, Stike Wealth Enhancement, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and Poca Valley.
Hi, I'm Josh Strand, Safety Coordinator for Civil and Environmental Consultants. Some companies talk about profit first, but at CEC, we put safety first. It's not just a slogan, it's how we live. We invest in top-notch safety gear and practices because we believe a safe workplace is a productive one. I like knowing that at CEC, my safety matters. So why settle for less when you can work where safety truly comes first? At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Despite suffering shutout losses in their respective season openers, Martinsburg and Huntington remain the top two teams in the Metro News Class Quad A rankings. Spring Mills, Morgantown, and Wheeling Park complete the top five. Bridgeport is the leader in Class AAA. The Indians are followed by Princeton, Fairmont Senior, Nitro, and Herbert Hoover. Independence is the new leader in Class AA. Frankfort, Roane County, Bluefield, and James Monroe complete the top five. And in Class A, Wheeling Central, Wahama, Tucker County, Cameron, and Tug Valley make up the top five. For Metro News Sports, good afternoon. I'm Joe Burkett.
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Tuesday, September 2nd. Your drive back on the air, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for being a part of today's show. We're going to get you set with our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. And also, I need your help today. I want to make sure the text line is flowing. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to win, and I've got two pairs of tickets to go see the Herd take on Missouri State. That's coming up Saturday. If you can't make it, we've got you covered right here, broadcast. We go on the air 3 hours before kickoff. So kickoff, 3 hours before that, check it out. We'll have you covered. We're going to be over on the West Lot, I believe, for college football today. So I'm excited to get back on the West Lot and see all of you on the tailgate lot. But we're going to hear, and we're going to do it a little different today. We're going to hear the entire Tony Gibson press conference. Thought you might want to hear all the questions, so we've got that today. So we'll do that. See how you like that. Usually we kind of give it to you in pieces, but I've got a jam-packed couple of days coming up on the program tomorrow. If everything works out well, I'm going to have someone from Missouri State join us to talk about the Bears, and also I'm going to have a pretty special guest. I'm going to save it for tomorrow, but just kind of give you a tease. She's a new addition to the Marshall University Athletic Department. I'll give you that tease and leave it be. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. But a pretty jam-packed next couple of days. So we're going to try something different with Gibson. And again, usually, I tell you what the question was, and we'll play the sound bite and talk about it. No, I think today we're going to try something a little bit out of the ordinary, and the reason we can do this is because Gibson doesn't talk for 30 minutes. And actually, that's a good thing because he doesn't use word fluff. I'm not taking shots at Coach Huff. I'm not doing it. But Coach Gibson tells you what you need to know. He's not short, but at the same time, he doesn't use word fluff. And I'll leave it at that. So we're going to hear from him in just a few minutes. But I do want to hear from you on our text line one more time, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're going to make a couple of you a winner today. I'm going to send you to the Marshall game on Saturday. So I'll get to a lot of the texts here in a few minutes. We're getting those lined up now. I know it was a disappointing weekend for the Thundering Herd. Marshall losing at Georgia. Coach addressed that earlier today in his press conference. We definitely did not see the best of Marshall. Could Marshall have won that game? Yeah, that's questionable. We don't know. We don't know because Marshall really didn't look like it was put together well. For whatever reason, That was not a good showing for Coach Gibson, and I know he was disappointed, and I know there's a lot he can work with. And then on the other side, Missouri State, not a good showing over the weekend for itself as well. So you've got two teams that really want to get that bad taste out of its mouth, losing pretty badly. The Georgia game itself, I mean, fans were leaving at halftime. You know how that goes. If you're at a Marshall game and Marshall usually was on top of someone, you'd leave at halftime. Yeah, that happened to Marshall. So fans were taken off. And I don't think that's really what this team looks like. I think we're going to see a little bit more of a week 1 to week 2 improvement, if that's possible. So we'll hear from Coach Gibson in just a few minutes. But we're going to get this going with our text line, 304-396 Talk, 304-396-8255. That's our text line to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. And it was good to see some of you on Saturday. I know not everyone made the trip to Georgia. I saw a lot of you around the stadium at Zach Bryan concert. That place was jam-packed. Absolutely. It was great to see all of that excitement around the stadium. So hopefully Marshall can do that a lot more than just once every so often. So I'd like to see Jones C. Edwards Stadium become a really nice concert venue, in between places as well. I mean, in between destinations. You don't necessarily need to go to Cincinnati or Columbus all the time for major concerts or Pittsburgh. You don't have to do that. And if you're looking for bigger acts that can fill a stadium, you don't have to go too far because you can do that in Huntington. You can't necessarily do that in Charleston. I'm sure Lately would be an okay venue, but I would think Jones C. Edwards Stadium much better for an event like that. So this is something I hope we see continue and grow, and I would like to see at least maybe once or twice a year, a really good stadium act come and fill up the Jones. So that was good to see all of that happen. But I tell you what, I want to get to the text line, so I'm going to give you that opportunity now. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Also, we're going to hear from Coach Gibson. I want to do that. So what's going to happen is we used to do this with Doc, so we're going to go back old school just for a week. We're going to play the entire presser. It's not that long, so you can hear the presser, hear what Coach Gibson has to say, and then we'll come back, react to it. And don't forget, I'm giving you an opportunity today by being on our text line to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Missouri State on Saturday. So all of that coming up, but our first commercial break first, and then we get on with the show on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Now in stock, hard-to-get Chevrolet Trax is over 50 available. More coming, starting under $23,000. The Car Ferry says clear the lot. 2026 is on the way. GMC 2026 Terrains 40 in stock, up to $1,800 off. Mark Porter Chevy GMC in Ashland, Kentucky and Pomeroy, Ohio has truck. Take up to $14,000 off. 2025 GMC Sierras. Offer includes $3,500 owner loyalty rebate. Must own 2011 or newer Buick or GMC. Come to Route 7 and Route 33, Pomeroy, Ohio, or Greenup Avenue, Ashland, Kentucky. Over 800 GM vehicles available. Car dreams do come true. Sale ends September 2nd, all rebates to dealer.
Take game day to a new level with GoMart. That's right, game day starts here. Head to GoMart for a chance to win the ultimate tailgating package. Enter for a chance to win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up canopy, a portable grill and cooler. It's everything you need to cheer on your favorite team. Ready to win? Stop by your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store or go to the app to enter. Visit the GoMart app or go to gomart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Save big money right now at Menards. From smoke and carbon monoxide detectors to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are perfect for your living spaces, offering protection and peace of mind. Save big money on all Kidde products at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. Our Kendrick Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
BrodyNash.com, Century 21's top realtor since 2015. Proudly serving West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. BrodyNash.com, real estate expertise you can trust. Hedgecock Studio Professional Photography, we capture what you imagine. And best deal equipment, tractors, skid steers, excavators, dozers, and on-the-spot financing. Visit 5000 Ripley Road, Cottageville, West Virginia.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
160,000 kids stay home from school every day for the same reason: bullying. This is Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association. Bullying impacts nearly 1/3 of all students every year, but parents, educators, and concerned adults can make a difference. It takes just one caring adult to intervene and help stop the bullying. Victims need an adult that will listen, will stand up for them, and most importantly, show them that they are not alone. Bullying and cyberbullying have far-reaching effects, from a decline in academic performance to physical illness, depression, or worse. Help us create a safe, bully-free learning environment for all students in West Virginia. One caring adult can make all the difference. Take the pledge to be that adult at nea.org/bullyfree.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We continue on with today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're starting to get your text lined up, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're going to hear from Coach Gibson in just a few minutes as well, get his comments on what happened over the weekend against Georgia and kind of find out where the herd goes from there. So we're doing a little different today, and I'm just going to be upfront honest with you, completely transparent. I've had my focus on family and other matters today, so I'm a little late to the party getting in here in the studio. So we do have Coach's audio. I think we've got it for you. So I'll tell you what, let's see if we've got it. If not, we'll get that queued up here in just a moment. So I think we're going to hear from Coach Gibson.
You know, coming back watching the film, it was disappointing. Just I felt like that we gave away a lot of opportunities. You know, if we would have played our best, could we have beat Georgia? I don't know that, but yeah, we gave ourselves zero chance. Just with some, again, missed opportunities. The first 4th and 1 call, defensively we had free guys there, you know, to make the hit, and we didn't do it. Then the other zone read where the quarterback pulls it. So it was disheartening a little bit, but you know, game 1's over. We put it to bed Sunday at about 3 o'clock. Had a great practice Sunday night. Gave the boys off yesterday. for coaches to game plan. And then I thought we had our best practice since I've been here today. So the kids are flying around, excited that we get to open up at home this week, and it's a new week. So and we have to do a better job as a coaching staff getting our guys better prepared for game situations, and I thought we failed them in that aspect last week. But with that, I'll open it up.
Coach, along those same lines, after you look at a film on George, I realize you guys made some mistakes, but there were some glimmers of hope. Obviously, you're not up there saying that was awful, right?
No, not at all. And I thought we had specific guys that played really well. I thought Justin Williams-Thomas, I thought he ran the ball really hard. I was impressed with him. He had some positive carries. Barbie did some good things. I was proud of our offense for not giving up a sack. Now we knew going into the game we weren't going to be a drop back team that day, for a lot of different reasons. But there were some positives on both sides. I thought defensively, we had Cannon Lewis. I thought played well for his first full game of action. I thought Cam Smith did some good things, and I thought Katron Evans played well up front. So. We have to create more takeaways. We had a couple opportunities to ball up in the air that we didn't get to. We wish we had those plays back, but we don't. And what we have to do, and I told these guys, the only way this becomes a loss, it's a loss on the record, but the biggest loss is if we don't learn from this. And now we have stuff on film, little details of technique, fundamentals, or what we have to get better at. And that's the challenge this week to our coaching staff, to our players. And we're not going to come off of that.
Coach, would you say your evaluation of the way you guys, pressured, pass rush or anything else in terms of how guys were getting there now that you had a chance to kind of slow down and look at it a little better?
Yeah, I thought it was good early. We affected him a couple times. And then I think the screen game, we got hit with the big screen on the 1/3 down. That was our fault as a staff, though. We got to check out of that and go to front base coverage and not put our kids in a bad situation. But then I thought as the game went on, we slowed down a little bit. We were hesitant. If we're going to blitz, we're going to blitz. And so we worked a lot on that today. And, I feel like we'll get better with that as well.
Coach, despite the outcome, do you come away from games like this, though, there's still that belief that, hey, we went against these guys, and there were a lot of good things, and that's you kind of take those little steps to build as you move along.
Yeah, we do, and again, as long as our kids can move forward, and our staff needs to move forward, we got to keep coaching, keep teaching, and because there are some, there's a bunch of plays we can pull off that film and just watch individuals that were winning their one-on-one battle, and that goes from D-line, linebackers, DBs. I mean, I thought our DBs did a really good job at times. We were effective. We were on guys. There was a deep ball they threw on Jeter. I thought he played it really well. No panic. So you take those positives along with the negatives, and you put a cut up together, and that's what Sunday was for. We had to tell them the truth of what we saw, what we expect. And again, that goes for all of us, just not our players. That's a lot on us as well as coaches.
Coach, they always say the most improvement you see is from game 1 to game 2. Kind of talk about how much you believe in that and how that's going to affect the way you guys approach practice and stuff this week.
Yeah, I believe in that a lot, just for the fact, too, with the situation we're in with 72 new guys, not knowing when the bright lights come on, how are they going to react? How are they going to play? Is the moment too big for them? Those type things. So we found out a lot about that as well. And one guy I want to mention that I didn't earlier is Totten. I mean, it was not his fault on the block punt. Again, that was a scheme issue on our part that we addressed and got fixed. But I thought Totten, averaged 45 yards a punt, and hell, his leg was probably about to fall off. We punted enough. So, but for him to be able to continue to do that all day long, I was really impressed with him.
Missouri State's offense, quarterback has some pretty impressive numbers historically. What do you notice about them? What are his strengths?
Yeah, obviously he throws the ball really well. He threw for 3,600 yards a year ago, 26 touchdowns. He's what makes him go. So, he can run to keep plays alive, but his forte is not going to be zone read and quarterback counters and powers and all those things. He is a pocket guy that could throw it and throw it really, really well, and he's got some good targets. So they moved the ball effectively early on in the game against USC. They're a big screen team, so we're going to have to be, aware of where these backs, tight ends, all those things are. And this kid can hurt you, though. He can pick you apart.
What's their defensive style then? What sort of things jump out to you there?
They're big up front. I think they do a really good job. They like to play physical. The backers play downhill on some things. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us. We're going to have to move the line of scrimmage and, control it. But, they have a good football team. They played in some big games a year ago. They were 8-4, and with some of the FCS powers, they hung right in there with them. So had some big wins on the road as well. So we need to make this place as miserable for them as we can on Saturday night.
You mentioned their transition from FCS to FBS. Just, I guess, in your experience, the difference between the two levels of play, and if you've noticed anything. Obviously, they've only played one game at FBS, but any differences between the past and now?
No, obviously, your roster, continues to get better when you make the transition. Guys want to play up at the highest level they can. But, again, there's a lot of guys, when you look through their roster, that have played at this level that transferred in there. And they're very, very well coached. Petrino, that name – is offensive football, at every level, those guys have had success. So, they're going to put strain on us. They're going to do some things that's going to be a little different. And our kids are going to have to, be able to step up and make some plays for us.
A lot of firsts, Tony, for your season, first season as the head coach, and it's going to be your first home game. How excited are you and your kids to get out here and play in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, obviously, to lead them out at home. A little more, fan friendly than what we got welcome to Saturday in Athens. Standing in the tunnel, they had a lot of choice words for us getting ready to come out on the field. So, but it'll be a lot more friendly, and it's going to be exciting to see what this with our new deck brings when we run out, almost like the Dallas Cowboys running out through the fans and all those things. Hopefully they don't spill any beer on us.
Coach, Zion came in, obviously did some good things. Some people say, well, that was against the twos, but the twos at Georgia are as good as anybody's, obviously. What do you see from the quarterback position this week? Did anybody separate themselves?
Yeah, I thought that Zion came in and looked calm, had control of the offense, knew what to do with the football. With no panic set in. And, again, I don't care at what point we put him in the game. He did what we asked him to do. And the quarterback competition is wide open. I can't tell you right now who our starter is going to be because I don't know yet. We're going to, again, open it up and may the best man win. And we're not going to can the other two, whoever the starter is, because we're going to need those guys. As we know, it's a long year. And we're going to keep coaching them, keep getting them better, and see who has command and control of this offense.
Coach, speaking of kind of like that spirit of competition, how hard is it to kind of evaluate against a team like Georgia when that could be the number one team in the country at some point?
Yeah, I think that the evaluation piece of this, and when you watch the film, if we would have just executed schematically and our technique was a little better and we were in the right spots and they ran over us or made us miss or whatever, I could accept that a lot better than giving up free yards because we blew an assignment or whatever it may be. So, but again, I didn't feel like that they were that much faster than we were. Number one looked like it on the screen, but that was our fault. We were in a zero pressure. Kid motions across, and yeah, we had no chance. I don't care who you have out there trying to cover that guy from that depth. That was not good. So, but again, I felt, I don't think they were that much bigger than we were in the front. I thought when you watch the film and break it down, we had some individuals that were winning battles, and that excites me because now again, that's a top 5 team in the country. And if we can do that, then we can play with anybody left on our schedule.
That is Tony Gibson, his press conference earlier this afternoon. Some positives to take away. Quarterback battle continues, but Zion might be the guy. I think he should get the start. That's just one man's opinion. Listening to a lot of you on our post-game show Saturday night, that was your initial thoughts as well. So what'd you take away from Coach? We'll get your thoughts on our text line coming up, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year for March basketball. Frank's has you covered from the Sun Belt to the SEC, NBA to the MLB. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Summer's winding down, your lawn's slowing up, and the leaves, they're already starting to drop. Robert's Lawn and Landscaping doesn't miss a beat. From final cuts to full fall cleanups, fresh mulch and winter prep, they've got your yard handled before the seasons change. Reliable, local, ready for what's next. Lock in your fall services now with Robert's Lawn and Landscaping. Visit robertslawn.com. Robert's Lawn and Landscaping, where every season starts strong, reliable, local, and ready for what's next.
What if someone could tell you what pest control issues you are most likely to have at your house in the next couple of months? Basically, someone that has like a bug or rodent psychic. Wouldn't you want that same person to handle your pest control services now? That's what Patrick, Becca, and the whole team at K&B Pest Control can do. They can predict the future. And better yet, prevent it from happening at your house. Call them now. 304-523-4281. K&B Pest Control, they'll kill for your business.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only 2 Spanish speakers. Without the right replacements, he'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's gonna be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I pick up litter at the neighborhood park.
I volunteer at my local food bank.
I help build homes in my community.
No matter where you are in West Virginia, there's always a chance to be kind. That's because every Mountaineer is a volunteer. Help us make a difference during the National Day of Service on September 11th. Visit volunteer.wv.gov to find an opportunity near you. Brought to you by Volunteer West Virginia, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talk Line, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Thank you, Dave. Good catching up with Mr. Wilson over the weekend. We've got Marshall football on Saturday. Dave's going to be in Huntington. And, of course, if you can't get enough of Dave, tomorrow morning, 10:06 right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, giving you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd on Saturday, take on Missouri State. So all you have to do, be a part of the show today. Text the win, 304-396-TALK, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. Texter says, Paul, one positive out of the loss to arguably the best team in the country is that we didn't commit a turnover or give up a sack. Excellent points. Appreciate that thought. That's a positive right there. And if you heard Coach Gibson, he didn't feel like that Georgia just ran the Herd over. It was a lot of self-inflicted wounds from the Thundering Herd. And I'm not trying to make excuses for Coach Gibson or the players or any of the coaching staff. He doesn't need me to do that for him, but at the same time, that was Georgia. And if Marshall could have played a little bit more to its potential, maybe the score would have been different, but I don't know if Marshall goes in with a brand new team built from scratch and goes and upsets Georgia, shocks them in Georgia. That doesn't happen very often. So a lot of things were against the Herd to begin with. But this is a great way to get started for the rest of the season. You play Georgia. You figure out, okay, this is what we needed to do better. This is what we're not doing well at all. This is where we hurt ourselves. These players are coming out, and here are the guys that are really battling. Here are the guys that, maybe need to work on it a little bit. I mean, you've got so much. I would rather, and I'm not taking a shot at Doc Holliday now, but Doc would say, I don't learn anything from a loss. Well, you better. You absolutely better learn something from a loss because that's how you get better. And he would say that, and I'm sure he was maybe half meaning that, but still, you take this loss, you learn from it. It's Georgia. If this was a team that had been together for a few years, a little cohesiveness going on here, I think you would be a lot better. But to be fair, I think we also might have a quarterback in Zion. That might be the number one. QB1, we'll find out on. And I think we'll still see more play from the other guys. I don't think he's going to lock in on one. Now, if Zion's the starter and he's just going out there and tearing it up, if Marshall gets a huge lead, then I think you see some of the other guys. If Marshall's in a close game, but Zion's tearing it up, he might stay for a little longer in that game. And we'll also get to see, I'm hoping, a little bit more of what Marshall is trying to do, what the identity of this team is all about. A little success building upon success. So, that's some of my takeaways on that. I know there were a lot of people disappointed in that game on Saturday. Fair, you don't want to see the Herd come out and just, as a texter said, lay a goose egg or lay an egg. I don't think that the outcome might have been much different. Maybe Marshall would have played a little bit more to his potential. That's game one. Now, if I still see a lot of this game 2, game 3, game 4, then we got some conversations to have here. But to be fair, I don't think today's the day for those types of conversations. It's reevaluate, reset, get ready for the home opener. And if you're on the Dutch Miller deck, hey, watch your adult beverage, okay? Don't spill it on Coach. Oh, I tell you what, if that ever happens, it's gonna get ugly for somebody. If that would ever happen, just don't be that guy or don't be that gal. Don't be that person. 304-396-TALK is our text line. 304-396-8255. That's the number to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Some other cool things happening for the Thundering Herd. First of all, basketball's got its non-conference schedule out. Here's what it looks like. You got hoops in Huntington. That's going to be cool, October 16th. If you're not familiar with that, Herd's going to be hooping it up downtown Huntington. There's an interesting scrimmage, fans' first exhibition, U-Pike on October 25th. The MAC Sunbelt Challenge, we know that. It's going to be Buffalo November 3rd. NKU on November 6th. Herd's going to, we knew this, Herd's going to Indiana on November 11th. And then Kentucky comes into Huntington November 15th. We talked to Coach previously about that. Salem is another home game on November 18th. And then November 21st, USC Upstate. That's going to be at Morehead State. And that's on the 21st. And then November 23rd, IU Indianapolis. And then November 30th at Morehead State for that game. December 3rd, it'll be at Coppin State. And then as we get closer to conference start, December 6th will be Kent State. December 11th going to be Davis and Elkins. And then at Transylvania, it's going to be the Herd versus EKU. And then, of course, I think you already know the conference slate. It starts with App State. That will be on December 17th. So things are getting started a little early, conference-wise, for the women. But, of course, the non-conference schedule, some interesting, I think some challenging games. I think some right-sized games. You don't want to just have, Murderer's Row. You don't want to have just cupcakes. But I think NKU is going to be challenging for the Herd. Definitely looking for that one to be a tough one. Indiana, Kentucky. Yeah, I think those are going to be tough. Morehead State, always good there. I think this is a favorable schedule with proper challenge to see where this team is at. And those challenging games are going to be early in the schedule, so those you can learn from those and get ready. Because after all, conference is where it matters when you're in the Sun Belt. Non-conference is very important, but conference, you win conference, you're going to the dance. Back to our text line. Texter says, Paul, the next game is just what Marshall needs to get things cleaned up and to get sharper. I agree, Zion looks like the starter, and I would like to see Bradshaw get more balls thrown to him. Excited for the game Saturday. Go Herd. Appreciate the text. Yeah. I went back and watched the highlights. And for those of you that have ESPN, the app, I was able to go back and just watch the highlights. And there weren't that many highlights for the Thundering Herd. But Bradshaw was one of them. And the announcers made note of that, which was cool. And I think Zion looked like he was poised. He looked like, even though, as you heard earlier, talking about going up against the twos at Georgia, and those are still pretty good players. Zion went out there and kind of felt like that he had a little bit of that poise, a little of that swagger. Maybe he's QB1. I mean, not the pressure cooker at that point, but doesn't matter. You go out and you do what the coaches ask you to do. And it looked like he was doing that. Now, can he do that against a team like Missouri State? I'm going to say yes. But let's not sleep on Missouri State just yet, because that's a team looking for a bounce back as well. And maybe Missouri State's thinking, hey, oh, man, it's Marshall. Okay, we're going to be a lot better in this game. So the jury's still out. Texter says, Paul, Zion deserves to start just because of the three. He appeared to be most poised. I like the defense once they settle down. It'll get cleaned up, and we're going to be okay. While I'm disappointed over Saturday's showing, I'm no less excited for the season. All right, appreciate that. Good show today. Everybody's positive for the most part today. Yeah, I think Zion gets the start. He has to. Yeah, I don't have a dog in this fight, but I would give that ball to Zion and say, okay, you acquitted yourself well at Georgia, and we're going to give you the start, see what you can do. Now, you're not the permanent starter just yet. You still got to go out there and prove you can be consistent, and the other guys have got that opportunity as well, and so all of you are going to be battling, and I think eventually we're going to see which one will separate themselves, because you did it at Georgia. Can you do it against a team that maybe you're supposed to do it? You can't take this team lightly. They're fired up for another opportunity to get the bad taste out of their mouth as well. So two teams looking for a bounce back on Saturday should be a good one. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're giving you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets today just by being a part of our text line. More coming up on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% to help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, Jeff Smith, 304-781-1234. And in Wayne, Vicki Tabor, 304-272-5149.
Ladies, prioritizing your health starts with Marshall OBGYN. From screening exams to disease prevention to management of reproductive problems, our team offers a complete range of services for women of all ages. Thinking about growing your family? Marshall OBGYN's physicians are experienced in providing you the support you need for normal or high-risk pregnancies in a friendly, family-oriented environment. Learn more at marshallhealth.org/OBGYN.
Hi, I'm Elise Smith, First Lady of Marshall University and founder of the Women Warrior Summit. As a woman of Appalachia, you know how much strength it takes to shift direction, especially when you're carving a new path forward. Maybe you've been thinking about changing careers, going back to school, or even refocusing your energy on something you once loved. I'm so proud to announce that the Women Warrior Summit is back for its third year, where we'll be focusing on the power of pivoting and how to approach life's turning points with clarity, courage, and intention. We'll hear from journalist, author, and entertainer Hoda Kotb, explore Jenny Blake's coveted pivot method, and even talk about how AI can support our next steps, whatever they may be. Join us Friday, October 24th at the Marshall Health Network Arena. Visit womenwarriorsummit.com to learn more. I hope to see you there.
What is that thing on the two big red eyes and the wings?
Oh yeah, funky babies. Word is that the Mothman has been spotted getting his groove on at the Ritter Park Amphitheater. And did you know Funkafest has expanded to 2 days this year? That's right, Funkafest 9, The Funk Awakens, is October 3rd and 4th in Huntington, West by God, Virginia. 2 jam-packed interdimensional days of soul-shaking live music from Sneezy, Jocelyn and the Sweet Compression, the MFB, Jeremy Shore, Joey H, Massey, Chocolate Four-Wheeler, DJ Charlie Black, and more. Plus, visual art, live painting, fire and flow performers, craft beer, food trucks, funky yoga, disc golf, the Kids Corner, and that late-night silent disco on Saturday. Big love to our funky friends, The Loud, Bad Shepherd Beer Company, Bonhoff, Basque Smokehouse, Luna Pizza, Marshall University Sustainability Department, The Good Time Show, Vandalia Digital, Kindred Communications and Kindred Digital, and Graphic Solutions. Kids 12 and under get in free. Tickets at funkafest.com.
Sip into summer with $3 margaritas at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Fresh lime margaritas at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Handcrafted to bring the taste of summer straight to your table. Upgrade to mango, blackberry, spicy, or dessert pair for just $1 more. You can enjoy a round or two without breaking the bank. Pair it with the cafe's Baja Chicken Street Tacos and make every moment a fiesta at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe today on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue, downtown Huntington.
Save big on your next project right now at Menards. From quick fixes to heavy repairs, our Masterforce industrial grade mechanics hand tools are designed for maximum strength and durability to get the job done. Save big on the Masterforce 220-piece mechanics tool set. On sale now through September 7th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
How was your day? What did you do in school? I'm Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association, and these 2 simple questions can encourage learning in your home. Showing interest and asking about the school day can help motivate your children and keep them excited about learning. So stay involved, stay curious, and ask specific questions. Student success involves the whole family.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Final segment for today's edition of The Drive, but plenty of time for you. Our text line, it's brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We are brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. We appreciate them for our text line. And I'm also going to give you an opportunity to win a couple of pairs of tickets. I've got a 2-pack for you. I've got 2 different sets of 2-packs. I'm going to make 2 of you a winner today. So you've got a better chance than you did last week if you haven't won yet. And so how do you win? You be a part of the show today. And that's by texting again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We'll make it easy for you. We've got baseball action coming up tonight right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. That's going to be right after the coaches show inside Marshall football tonight. That'll be 7:05. You can, of course, catch that here and on 93.7 The Dog. The Reds got the better of the Blue Jays yesterday, 5-4. Game 2 of that series coming up tonight, 6:40, at Great American Ballpark. The Red Sox got the win over the Guardians, 6-4, Game 2 of that series tonight in Boston at 6:45. And, of course, I don't know how many of you stayed up and watched the game. I did, and I hate myself for it. TCU rolled all over Bill Belichick and North Carolina, 48-14. Highlight of the night for me, watching Kirk Herbstreit's dog. He got a little mic time towards the end. That was the highlight for me. If you were up late and you watched that game, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, that was the highlight, seeing Kirk Herbstreit's dog. Oh, that was painful. I mean, it looked good early. Belichick's team came out. North Carolina made an amazing drive, got down the field, and then I think TCU said, all right, that's enough. We have been disrespected enough, and shut it down. And I wonder if all the stars left. There were a lot of them there. I think Roy Williams was there. Michael Jordan was there. Mia Hamm was there. There were a lot of the they probably haven't been to a North Carolina football game, and I don't know when. Not that I keep track of that, but when's the last time you saw Jordan hanging out at a North Carolina football game? And so the big stars were out, the big names, and then a big egg laid by Bill Belichick's squad. But I'll give him credit as the coach. He didn't come out and say, hey, we're going to just roll over people. He's like, hey, this is a work in progress. And so here we are, North Carolina getting trounced by TCU. So that was painful to watch. Absolutely. But this week is one of my favorite weeks as well, because we've got the start of NFL football season and the Bengals Browns. That's going to be Sunday, 11:30 airtime right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're going to see Burrow to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. What we're going to see. It's against the Browns, so this is going to be chippy. And it's in Cleveland. It is at the Mistake by the Lake, so even better. The Bengals can get that first win in Cleveland and start the season off right. And we will have that game and all the Bengals games all season long. So you don't have to worry if you don't have YouTube TV. If for some reason they show the Steelers game instead of the Bengals game on Sunday on TV. I don't even know. Have they announced the TV assignments yet? Doesn't matter. You can listen to the game right here, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I got to look that up right now. TV assignments. What was it, that website, 411 or something? Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. Okay. As we look, here we go. 506 Sports. Yeah, that's the name of that website here. Okay. So let's go to week one. I don't think I see the map just yet, but Iron Eagles got the call of Pittsburgh and the Jets, and that's the CBS early. Oh, we're good. Cincinnati, Cleveland's on Fox. We're good, absolutely. So we'll get them both. So nobody can complain. Week one, we'll get the Bengals, we'll get the Browns, we'll get the Steelers, and if you can't be at your TV, don't worry. We got you covered right here, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We get the map on Wednesday. So if you're into that kind of thing, and I'm actually into that kind of thing, 506sports.com. If you ever want to figure out what the TV assignments are going to look like. And the broadcast crews, if that stuff matters to you, San Francisco and Seattle is the late game, and that's the game with Joe Davis and Greg Olson. Brady's on the Giants-Washington game. Tampa Bay and Atlanta's got Kenny Albert. That'll be a good crew, and Jonathan Vilma. But Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston on the Cincinnati-Cleveland game, that'll be a good crew right there. I know I'm inside baseball with a lot of this, but it really matters. Who's your broadcast crew? So for CBS, the big deal for them in the early game is Pittsburgh and the Jets because they've got Ian Eagle on that and J.J. Watt. Vegas and New England, Spiro Dedes and Adam Archuleta. So you kind of know there's a pecking order here. Late game is Detroit and Green Bay, and that's Nance and Romo. But Houston and the Rams have got Kevin Harlan on it and Trent Green. I think those are two of the best crews right there. Nance Romo's good. Harlan Green's good. I'm a big fan of Eagle Watt. And with the Fox guys, actually, I've always been a fan of Kenny Albert, and I've always been a huge Kevin Kugler fan. I'm a Chris Myers guy as well. Actually, I hate to say this, I used to be a CBS guy, but outside of Eagle and Watt, I think all my favorite guys are either Harlan on CBS or all the Fox guys. Go figure. And again, that's just stuff that interests me more so than anything. Let's go back to our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our text line, giving you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Missouri State. That's coming up on Saturday. And don't forget, we've got a pretty big show tomorrow. I'm giving you kind of a hint. Tomorrow's guests, we got two of them. We're going to have someone from Missouri State from their radio crew. And they're also going to have a new addition to the Marshall Athletic Department. She started a couple weeks ago. That's your hint. She'll be our guest. Texter says Marshall should win by 3 touchdowns against Missouri State. Go Herd. Okay. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say 3 touchdowns just yet. I still want to see what Marshall looks like. This was Georgia that they should have been up for and should have been ready for. Was a lot of it nerves? Was a lot of it newness? Was a lot of it just overwhelmed? Shouldn't be the case. You're playing at home now. You're coming out and you're playing in front of your fans. It's going to be more favorable. Going to be a lot more We Are Marshall chants, a lot more Go Herd chants. So you should have a better feel. Shouldn't have nerves. I mean, should you have nerves? I mean, after that Georgia game, I think you'd probably be a little bit more, chomping at the bit to get it right back out there and kind of put that one behind you. Georgia's going to do that to a lot of teams, but I think the attitude probably is that one was not our best football. Let's go out there and show everyone that we're a pretty good football team. So that's going to do it for this edition of the show. Don't forget, if you texted in today, stay by your phone. I'm going to announce our winners just a minute, so I'll be sending you a congratulations text, and we will be giving you more opportunities to win tomorrow. I'll have another couple of pairs of tickets to give away, so I'm going to try to get as many of you to the game on Saturday as I can that don't have tickets. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, going to be even a better show. Looking forward to it. This has been The Drive, ESPN 94.1 AM 930.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.